What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This here's Logical Response. We cover political news. We keep you up to date and keep you informed on everything that the government is doing. Or at least that's what we try to do. And today, we're talking about corruption, folks. Corruption in politics. And the fact that these days we have people in our government within this very corrupt system in Washington, D.C. that want to root out some of this corruption and get rid of it, or at least make it appear that that's what they're trying to do, is a good thing to me. Check this out, y'all. Internal Senate GOP earmark war renews shutdown threat. And you might be thinking, huh? What the hell does that supposed to mean? I know, I was slightly confused as well. But let's see what in the hell they're talking about. An internal Senate Republican war over earmarks in the government funding package is creating a new threat of a government shutdown Saturday, and it threatens to spill over into the race to replace outgoing Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell. Conservatives began waging their offensive against the bill Sunday, and on Thursday, they pushed a resolution to condemn earmarks and reaffirm the earmark ban that reigned in Congress for 10 years. Yes, this is a very good thing. The appropriations bills that was just passed, which is what they're talking about here, does not need to be littered with earmarks for everything. Earmarks, if you want money for your congressional district or your state or whatever, yeah, this needs to be in a separate bill outside of appropriations. Because appropriations is government funding, right? That means these people write up their budgets. They give it to Congress to vote on. And they put them together. Certain departments go together, right? That is for that governmental department. It is not for this congressman to say, we want this for this district to pay for whatever. No. That's not what that's for. You don't get earmarks, right? These people are corrupt, folks. And these earmarks are part of our spending problem in the government. We got $1.5 trillion deficit spending, right? Joe Biden likes to say, oh, we reduced the deficit spending by $1 trillion. No, you didn't. You raised taxes so you can continue to spend in a deficit. That makes no sense, folks. Yeah, and this earmark stuff contributes strongly to that deficit spending. And these people vote for it. It's like insane. Like, how the hell can you vote to spend more money than what you make, than what you take in? That makes no sense whatsoever. Any person thinking logically is going to think, hang on, we don't make that much money. We cannot spend that much money, right? That's what you would think they would do. But no, they just say, hell, if we can't spend more money than what we make, oh, we're going to have problems here. This is going to fall apart, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm sorry, it's not. You need to have a little bit of fiscal responsibility when you're appropriating all this stuff out to these departments. These departments do not need to spend more money than what they're worth, in other words. And these earmarks help with that. They help these people to spend more money than what is taken in by the government. Makes no sense to me. They also demanded a vote on an amendment sponsored by Senator Rick Scott to strip all of the earmarks from the bill, which total more than 6,000 and cost more than $12 billion. But the effort divides the conference, pitting conservatives such as Senator Scott, Mike Lee, and Rick Braun against their own leadership and other Republican senators. Senator Whip John Thune, for example, has requested $116 million worth of earmarks in the $6 appropriations package pending in the Senate. $116 million. You might think, well, that ain't nothing given $1.5 trillion. No, but hey, that's $116 million that don't need to be spent, folks. That is spent over the amount of money that they take in. So, yeah, that doesn't need to happen. 16 other Republican senators have also requested earmarks in the spending bills. One of the best ways to cut reckless spending is to take a serious look at earmarks, Scott said on the Senate floor, previewing his resolution to condemn congressionally directed spending and to reaffirm a permanent ban on earmarks. And I think he's correct. I think we need to get rid of stuff like that. You know, these 16 Republicans are voting for more corruption, folks. When these people talking about earmarks and all this other stuff, that's just corruption. This system that we have with these lobbyists and all this other stuff is absolutely insane when you look into it a little bit. When you realize that lobbyists control your congressman, it makes you feel a little bit less powerful. You are powerless against these lobbyists. And these lobbyists control the congressman, essentially. Oh yeah, it's nuts. Like I said, when you look into it, these lobbyists will offer money to your congressman, your senator, to, hey, why don't you vote this certain way on this bill? It forces people into this corruption, into this corrupt system. Because when you're presented with $100,000, what are you going to do, folks? Yeah, it's hard to say, no, I'm not going to take that $100,000. It should be completely illegal. And you know what? If the United States government was any company in our United States, how they run the government was a company in the United States, it would be shut down in an instant, and everybody in that company would go to jail. You cannot lobby a politician and present them with money to vote a certain way on a bill. Hey, you know, our company's wanting to expand, and we'll give you $50,000 if you allow us to expand. Yeah, that's essentially what they do. It's not directly like that. Oh no, they have their, clever little ways around all this stuff, right? But that's still what happens. That still goes on. And it's pervasive. It's all across the government. And it's something that needs to stop. And we do have congressmen and senators who want to stop this stuff. You need to look into who your congressman is. If they're in the Freedom Caucus, it's more likely that they are against this type of stuff. Matt Gaetz is a very, very good example of somebody who is not persuaded by lobbyists whatsoever. I mean, there's that story going around that he wanted to be on Armed Services Committee because he has the most concentration of veterans in his district, or something like that, right? Well, they looked at how much fundraising he does, right? And he was back on his fundraising. He doesn't fundraise for the lobbyist. He doesn't deal with the lobbyists whatsoever. So they was like, no, you can't do that. You haven't raised any funds for the GOP or for the RNCC. And so he wrote a check for $500,000 to get on to the Armed Services Committee. Yeah, he bought his way onto that. That's how these people get on these committees. They have to raise money. In other words, work with these lobbyists, raise money to give to the RNCC or to the GOP or to somebody to get on these committees. That's insane. And then the lobbyists, they say, oh, we might not give you this money if you don't vote this way on this bill. That's why me sitting here yelling and screaming about how can these people vote for this quote unquote border security bill that codifies illegal immigration. That's exactly how they do it. They were persuaded by money to vote for this. It's nuts, folks. But that's all I got for this one. Yeah, it's a short video, but I want you guys to let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section, because it enrages me, to say the least, to think that these people are persuaded by lobbying funds. It just blows my freaking mind. I mean, I know that's how the government works, and that's how it's been working for a long time, but when you realize just how pervasive it is, and just how evil these people are, some of these lobbyists are for doing this, right? They will vote against you all the damn time. They could care less about the congressman's constituents. They are only going to vote in their own interests, and they will buy congressmen to do so. Let me know what you think about that down in the comment section. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and y'all try to have a good day and not get mad as hell at your congressman. Maybe you should. Peace.